Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. And today I'm excited because we got Jaxson Dart, the first Jaxson Dart film breakdown on my channel. And being honest, last week he had that highlight throw. Exciting game from me. He had a nice run. But this game told me a lot more, and I feel even better about him being the quarterback for the Giants of the future. Now, let's jump right into it. This is the first play. Dable just tells this dude, "Oh, Russ is in the game right now. Go in there. Just go sub in for Russ." Jaxson Dart is not expecting it, but luckily, you got Theo Johnson here just coming, motioning inside, and it's going to be a screenplay. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Jaxson Dart threw 100 something yards, and all of his yards in the last two games off his screens." First off, he had that bomb last week, but screens are screens, but the quarterback makes the screen. So nice little play action, screen to Theo Johnson, and Theo's off to the races. I'm not going to let this play because we don't want to get copyrighted. But let's take a look from behind. Pause. Let's take a look from behind. Now, Jaxson Dart, you're going to see a play action here, and Theo's going to block and release. And look at the arm angle. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It's an easy throw. I can make that throw." Well, a lot of quarterbacks don't make this throw. A lot of quarterbacks don't have this arm angle in their bag. We watched Daniel Jones for years either throw this ball away or throw it up in the air to try to get it over somebody and it get tipped and intercepted. We've even seen this with Eli Manning. A lot of quarterbacks don't have this arm angle in their bag. So look where this ball is placed. It's placed right on Theo. So that way he's able to catch it, turn, get upfield. It's not all the way, he doesn't have to jump up to catch it because he has to throw it over the defender. He doesn't have to pick it up off the ground. Right in his gut, he can catch it, he can move, and that's how you run the screen game. We have not been able to run this for years and years and years because we have not had good screen quarterbacks. It's just that simple. All right, so next play here, Dart is looking at the defense. He's got Theo Johnson in motion again. He does this a couple times in the game, and he does this pretty consistently. But look at Theo in motion here. Watch the safety come down. Man up on Theo. The other safety drops back here to center field. So essentially what you have is cover one. You got cover one across the board. Man on man on man. You got these two backers. I'm guessing one will stay in the spy. You'll have another that's going to take, probably the other backer will take the running back. He's just kind of in a robber position here in the middle of the field. So Dart is going to notice that, hey, I've got this safety dropping down. This safety's midfield, but he is a little bit left hash. And I got a guy I'm going to give a chance here. He's going to get this outside release, and let's see if we can make a play. Now, he doesn't end up making a play. The ball is a little bit underthrown on this back shoulder here. But take a look. He says, I got man coverage. I got no safety help. Now, looking at this, he probably had a good chance over here. But when you're in that position where you're just kind of just seeing if you can get a guy to win, you're not really reading the field. But look at Hyatt down at the bottom, man. Look at Hyatt. He actually got a nice release here at the bottom. And he probably scores right here. poor Jalen Hyatt. Could have scored right here on the bottom. And I might drop a Jalen Hyatt video. But he might have been able to pull away from his guy and score here. And he probably thought that Hyatt would get the help from this safety here. But he gives this receiver a chance. And he's not able to make it happen here on his back shoulder. A little bit underthrown, but I like the aggressiveness. I like the fact that he looks at his guys, his receivers. I think this is Bo Collins right here, who just made the huge play. And he's like, let's feed the hot hand. He looks at his receivers. He's like, I got a one-on-one here. So why not make something happen right there? Why not try to make something happen? Just a little bit underthrown. But again, I love the aggressiveness. And it's hilarious to me that Hyatt right here could have gotten this ball and scored, and we could have had two huge, 50-yard 50-yard bombs in the same game. And Hyatt, man, could have had one. All right, so here we go again. Dart reading the defense, looking like quarters, all the way looking like quarters coverage here. He's going to have Cambry, Cambry had a pretty solid game. I would like to see his stats here for the game. And while I'm talking, I might look up his stats because he had a couple of nice catches with Jaxson Dart, and he had that deep ball down the right sideline with Jameis Winston. So I ended up having 2 catches for 45 yards. So I guess I'm adding on things. But you're going to see Cambry right here. And that wasn't Cambry who caught that pass from Winston. It was Bly. Okay. So it was Bly who caught that. But nonetheless, you got Cambry here. He's going to win on this inside slant route. And I think this is Montreal Washington. Not Williams. Montreal Washington is going to run this in here. So just pay attention here. You got quarters coverage. So what does that mean? Both of these safeties are dropping back. The middle of the field is open. These guys are dropping back. These linebackers here are dropping back. But again, you might have a little hole. You might have a little, shot here right in between all of these guys. And that's what he sees. So starting this off, we're going to pause it. Cambry destroys. I think this is a backer right here on this route. And you got yourself pretty much an easy first down. You got a guy that has completely won on the inside. And I'm sure Dart sees him. But he also sees that you got a guy that is running this end right here that you might have a chance to get him the ball and further down the field. So he passes up this slant here and he throws a beautiful pass to Montreal Washington, puts it on his other shoulder so he's able to turn and protect himself. And you get a first down. You get a little bit of a chunk play. So let's take a look here. You're going to watch here. He's going to start off kind of focusing on, I'm going to call him Black, focusing on Cambry here on this slant, and then sets the feet, throws a dart right there, right in the middle of the field, and right in the hole in the zone. Remember I talked about that hole in the zone behind the backers, in front of the safeties. Perfect. He's able to protect himself. That's what we want. All right, so this is what Jaxson Dart loved at Ole Miss. So 5 wide right here. You got Turbo Miller out here on the edge. And I circled Turbo Miller, I think that last play when I was trying to circle Montreal Washington. I think he was in the slot. But Turbo Miller right here is the man outside. And they're running a very similar play. So the slot here, I think this is Dulcich. And he's just going to run this in right here. You're going to get Miller, who's basically just going to kind of sit here. And he's going to kind of clear out. And you're going to get a nice route again from Cambry. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Cambry. He's probably not going to make the roster, but the way he's playing, he's got some route running ability underneath. And it's really interesting from what I'm seeing. I think he'll be a practice squad guy. So maybe he's a long-term guy that could end up playing receiver for us. But he runs a nice route right here. So he's got a couple options here. And let's see what decision he makes. So they're in this shell. This defense is kind of in a shell here. And he notices that, hey, I could try to fit this here in this zone again. Could try to fit this here with Dulcich trying to run this in right here. Or, maybe I can just get it to Turbo, who's running a 4-2, which I have no issue with. So he essentially had to choose between, making a throw where his guy could maybe get hit, where it's going to be a tough catch, where, maybe he catches it and scores, maybe he catches it and goes down, or maybe he doesn't catch it. Maybe he gets hit. You also got this guy over here who I'm sure Dart didn't see. You can only read so many people. Look at this pocket right here. It's kind of collapsing at this point. So, he didn't have forever in a day. So this route was open, but not accessible to him. So he's essentially looking right here. So he's got 2 decisions. He makes a safer of the 2 decisions. You're in towards the edge of the red zone. No need to try to be picky. No need to try to be picky. Get it to Turbo. Let him do some work. Let him get some yards there. All right, so here we go again. The defense is in this shell coverage right here. And just watch this safety. And this is what Jaxson Dart is looking at. Watch these backers right here. and just watch how this fake pitch. And this is just mostly good play design and then good execution from Dart on this ball fake. So watch the pitch. Look at the safety, look at the backers, all start to kind of crash down towards Turbo. Take that false step. As soon as they take that false step, you got Dolchich right up the seam. Right up the seam. And Dart just puts it right on him. Lets him walk right in. Easy money on that touchdown on that fake pitch. I mean, this is like taking candy from a baby. And the pitch wasn't to Turbo, it was a fake pitch to Ward right there. And just look how he just is able to make this fake pitch, have his foot all the way out here, and then get it set. And he's not a guy that has to have his feet set to make these throws, but it's good that he's able to get his feet set this quickly and make an accurate throw because that is pinpoint accurate. All right, so here we go. I think this is Fedoni that's motioning from the outside. This is the exact same play that Theo Johnson caught and ran for like 30 yards. And what we're going to see is essentially a failed screen here. We're going to get a failed screen from Jaxson Dart here. But just take a look. You get that instant pressure right there. And instead, again, instead of this ball being tipped, instead of this ball going nowhere, instead of him fumbling, he's a guy that's routinely able to get these passes off. Gets it to Fedoni. I actually like the blocking here for Fedoni. I actually like the space that he has right here, but he just kind of doesn't go anywhere. And I don't like the blocking because what are we doing right here? What are we doing right here, 70? What are we doing? I guess he's not aware of where Fedoni is. And I mean, you got two linemen right here. This is actually making me mad because I like this guy, Thomas Fedoni. And I really want this guy to have this. He's had some highlight plays in that first game, but this was a chance for him to catch this. And if this guy gets, imagine this guy just completely just flattens this defender. He's got all this space. This is a guy that's running like a 4.6 or 4.5 or something ridiculous at his size. He could have caught this, gone straight upfield with a full head of steam, but we would have gotten a really fun play here from Fedoni, and it's frustrating that, we couldn't get this block here. But as you saw, he's just going to get tackled, and that's really unfortunate. But good job by Dart to get that screen off. All right, we got another 5 wide right here, and it's just the same kind of thing. Cambry's been pretty much winning on this route all day long. And this isn't even really a whip route, it's just an out. He's been running it sort of like a soft whip route, but this is just more of a regular out, this particular rep. Doesn't take that hard step inside, but he wins outside easily. And I just love how Dart gets him a catchable ball here. I just love how Dart gives him a catchable ball here and is able to move the chains. Now, this is second down here, but still, you're 2nd and 7, I think this was. You get this outside, boom. I mean, that he catches it and he's able to just keep running. So let's look at what Dart is looking at on this play. And before I do that, let's look at it here. So he starts upfield, works his way back. Easy stuff right there. So just take a look at this throw here. He just kind of sees the way the defense is looking and seeing that I think this is Olszewski. So all this time I've been thinking this is Dylan Cambry and this is Olszewski. So, hey, listen, Olszewski might make the team. He might make the team. So this is fun. This is fun because he might actually make the team and get some reps at slot and actually be able to do something. So he's been winning his one-on-ones. But anyway, he's going to run this out and he catches it right in stride. Easy first down. Next play, Dart is going to take the snap. He's going to start off on the outside to Lil Jordan Humphrey, who's been his guy that he looks to, at least for the guys that's on the field. He looks to that guy first for the contested catches. Lil Jordan is jammed up and is going nowhere on this rep. Then he takes a look at the tight end. I think this is Fedoni. He's not really open. Now there is an option here. If he would have taken a look for Olszewski here at the top of your screen, I think that is. But you also got the running back out of the backfield. And this was the play where I was like, okay, he's really starting to see the field well. So he starts off taking a look to the right, doesn't like what he sees there, and then comes back to the left here. You see his head looking to the left, looking at the tight end, looking at little Jordan Humphrey, seeing that the tight end's kind of occupied. He may have a chance here to try to make a throw on this outside shoulder, which I've seen him make. But also, again, when you have a running back that is running a 4-2 and that's been reliable as a receiver, he has not dropped any of these passes he's been thrown these last two games. Just get on the ball, make a decision. This is the biggest issue. You get a first down out of this. When your quarterback is in this position and they don't make a decision in these situations, listen, I'm fine. This is the NFL. You're going to miss things. These are all human beings on the field. You're going to miss this. You know, you're going to miss Hyatt earlier. You're going to miss those players because you can't be everywhere on the field at once. You can't see everything on the field at once. But my problem is when this throw isn't made and you're, 2 more seconds ticked. And instead of this ball already being basically in his hands here, this ball isn't thrown yet. And these backers are both able to crash down and you get a short game. This is how you have ineffective offense. This is what we've been dealing with for years. In this offense, he was decisive. He checked the ball down. He didn't like what he saw from his first couple reads. Immediately checked the ball down. Look at all the space you got. This way, Turbo is able to catch this, turn around, get upfield, and you get a first down instead of 2 yards. All right, and then you got Olszewski running this slant here against man coverage. He starts it off as if he's going to run sort of a fade route here, which I'm not. I mean, maybe you say he just gets past him. He just got past his guy the last play. But he starts on the outside like he's running a fade, and then he works back inside. And you're just going to watch Jaxson Dart. I just love this throw. This is a really great drive from him. 13 straight completions there, right in stride. And that picks up a first down right there. And that eventually set up the Jaxson Dart quarterback sneak. Let's take a look from here. Look at the feet. Very consistent. Very consistent. Looks almost the same as when he threw that touchdown. Very square. Both feet on the ground. Accurate ball. I mean, right there in his chest, in stride. You love to see it. You love to see it. I could show the quarterback sneak, but we all know what that is. That's pretty simple, pretty self explanatory. I'm proud of what I'm seeing from Jaxson Dart so far. I'm excited for how he's played. I mean, he's been hitting guys in stride. He's been seeing the field really well. Again, he went from, just being aggressive week 1 to being aggressive and being smart week 2. I can't wait to see what he does with today's Monday. I can't wait to see what the guy does in 3 days on Thursday against the Patriots to see, what next step can he take? Can he still make the huge plays with his legs and with his arm like he did in week 1? And, can he also work the short game? I'm expecting maybe he'll get a half. Maybe they'll give him a start and he'll get a whole half or something. I don't know, but I'm really pleased with what I've seen from Jaxson Dart so far. I honestly feel comfortable. If he had to go into week 1 as our starter, I will feel comfortable with what I've seen. I really do think he's ready, but I think optimally to avoid, any sort of unnecessary bumps and bruises, which you'll have regardless. But I think optimally it's still best to wait. Still best to wait for the guy and, let him develop as much as he can. Patrick Mahomes set for a year. You heard Alex Smith, you heard a lot of the Chiefs people. They said he was ready to go his rookie year. But you still let him sit there. You still let him develop a little bit more. And as long as Russ can go out there and keep throwing those moon balls and win games, keep Jaxson Dart on the bench, keep him learning, keep him seeing how a former Super Bowl winning quarterback goes out there and prepares and wins games and how he leads. I'm excited for that, for him to continue to develop. But again, I really feel like at this point, he's a guy that can go out there and not look a mess as a rookie, which is great. So when he does get out there, he's going to be even more polished, even more ready to play from the pocket and use his legs. And I can't wait. I can't wait. So hopefully we have exciting tape to break down on Friday, Saturday, whenever we can get that out. And until next time, man, we finally have something to look forward to. We have multiple quarterbacks. We got 3 quarterbacks on the roster that are better than anything we've seen on the roster, maybe since Tyrod Taylor, or maybe even before that.